Now we'll do a Hello World script in the Python scripting language. I'll be doing this series in the Ubuntu Linux 15.10 operating system, and I've got the desktop version installed. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to want to do is open up a terminal window in Ubuntu. There's two ways again that you can do it. You can come to the menu here and type terminal, and it'll bring up your terminal, and you can click that. Or you can use the shortcut, which is Control-Alt-T, and that'll open up a window as well. And I'm going to be using two windows in my terminal window. I'm going to use one for running the script and one for editing it. So if you want to open up another tab in your terminal, Control-Shift-T will do that for you. And what I'll do is I'll make directory. I'm going to make a directory here in my home for all my Python scripts. So I'll do a Python test. I'll create a Python test directory, and I'll change directories to that. And I'll come here and change directory to that, back to that same directory I just created. So in the second window, I'll go ahead and I'm going to use the Nano Editor in order to write the scripts. So I'll use Nano and then the name of the file. So I'm going to do Hello World, and I like to give my file names for Python an extension py. So now my file is created and I'm editing hello world.py. And in Python, if you want to print lines to the screen, the very basic command, as you'd expect, is print. And with Python, we get a new line after the print statement. And then we can use the Control-O if we just want to write to the file, or we can use Control-X to exit, which I'll show an example of X for exit. And then we get prompted whether or not we want to save the buffer. And we'll do yes. Click the Y key so that we do save it. And then we'll be prompted again for the name of the file we want to save it. And we'll just keep it what we named it whenever we started the editor. So hit the enter key, and we've got our Hello World script here. So I'm going to go ahead and open it back up in the editor just to have it ready for whenever we revisit it. And we can come back to our other terminal window, and when we want to run it, we can just basically use the Python command, Python hello world.py, and we've printed the words hello world. Now let's turn our script that we had to use the Python command to run, let's turn our script into an executable. And in order to do that, we need to find the location for Python interpreter in our operating system. So if you're on Ubuntu Linux, you can use the which command, so I can say which Python, and it gives the location of the Python interpreter that we're using. So we know when we run Python, it's using the program at user bin Python, or this could potentially be linked to another location and run that Python. And also, if you wanted to check your Python version installed in your system, you would do Python -- version. So what I'm going to do, you can see I've got 2.7.10 installed. So now that I know the location of my Python that I'm running, I'm going to take this program path and go back to my script. And as you may know, on Linux scripting, if you're doing scripting in Linux, you can use the pound followed by an exclamation point with a program path to specify the program you want to run the script with. So here I'm telling it by using the pound exclamation point that I want to use the program at user bin Python to run the rest of this script. So that's what I'm going to do there, and do Control-O. I'm going to use Control-O opposed to the Control-X. So this will just write to the file instead of closing the file. So again, we'll be prompted the name of the file to write. We'll just keep it the same. And then we'll go back to our window, use the cat command to print our script out, and you can see now we have this first line. So in order to turn our script into an executable, we'll use the change mode +X. We'll make it executable hello world.py. So now we can just use period / hello world, and our script will be executed and print the hello world. And now we've just printed hello world in Python. And not that you need it, but I'll put a link to the source code for this in the link below.